What's going on, everyone? My name is Darzeth, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be watching some SCP awesomeness. Yes, that's right. From the files of DrBob, we got ourselves SCP-150. I'm excited to check this out. I know you guys are. But before you go anywhere, remember to subscribe, leave a like, and comment below who your favorite SCP is. There's a lot of them out there, so I won't be surprised if I see a lot of different answers. So let's get this started. And as you see right now, this poor buddy right here got bit by something. I wonder what.
Something definitely bit him.
Yeah, something definitely did.
You can see the red welt already forming.
Ooh.
He looks around for the culprit, but can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, because it's not there.
He really hopes he doesn't have bed bugs. That's the last thing he needs right now.
That's too big for you, bed bug.
He'll have to keep his eyes open for potential pests. He doesn't want this to happen again, since the spot is already—
Wait, so he's actually looking around the whole night and seeing if he get like a bug will pop out? If it's a spider, that can make sense, but otherwise, well, the size of the bug probably could see it.
already starting to itch and feel uncomfortable.
Itchiness is not good.
A couple days passed, though, with no signs of other bugs.
Huh.
It must have just been a random insect that came inside his house to escape the winter cold. The spot on his hand felt a little rough for a day or two, but now he's pretty much forgotten all about it. Now what he really needs is some coffee before sitting down to another coding session.
Oh, so he's a coder, so he barely leaves his house as it is. This is not going to end well.
But finds he's having a hard time. He's not so much making coffee as he is making a mess.
How does he not notice that he has a claw? It's literally on his hand, and it's there. Maybe it's something to do with the thing that's inside the SCP. Maybe it's not telling him that, like, it's there. It's like, it looks like a normal hand to him, but to us, it's different.
Mess. He knocks his favorite mug onto the ground, breaking it, and decides that maybe he doesn't need coffee after.
Yeah, maybe you don't need coffee. Maybe you really gotta go to the doctor. Because if that is the problem, you can't hold things, that tells you that you may have a problem. Big one.
A couple of nights later, as the man is watching TV, he starts to cough. Just a little at first.
You don't notice that whole arm that's literally an insect,
like get longer and deeper, too, like they are coming from the very bottom of his lungs.
Oh.
He hopes he isn't coming down with something.
Just go to the doctor!
So how could he have? Can bugs transfer colds?
Yeah.
He'll have to look it up later.
Why look it up? Just go to the doctor.
Something about this cough. He won't be able to sleep if it keeps up. He needs to go get some medicine.
He doesn't even notice he has
an arm like that.
The man
gets bundled up and heads out. It's lightly snowing as he walks to the pharmacy, and he can't help but admire the way the moon hangs in the sky. A beautiful beacon of light on this dark winter evening. Inside the pharmacy, he finds the cold medicine section and
can't grab it because you don't have a hand anymore.
He takes it to the counter and decides to get a few candy bars, too.
I wonder
He's
why.
developed a real sweet tooth these last few days.
Yeah, because you turned into a bug.
The man starts to cough again. It's a good thing he's getting this medicine.
Does he know?
Several
he's
more
putting
days
his claw
pass,
thing in his
the man isn't feeling any better. This cough just won't go away. He decides it's finally time to go see a doctor.
Yeah, that's getting really bad.
As he sits in the doctor's office waiting room, he does his best to hold in his coughs, but he has a very hard time.
Well, I would too.
The woman on the other side of the room is coughing too.
Whenever I get sick, I can just keep coughing.
Strangely, it actually makes him feel a little better. There must just be something going around. A nurse comes into the waiting room and calls his name. The doctor is ready for him. The man is sitting on the bed in the
She had a claw too. The claw. I'm trying to do a claw with my hand. It's not really working. I'm sorry.
Examination room when the doctor enters. He's looking over his medical records and doesn't even look up from his clipboard. He tells the man to take off his shirt so that he can be examined, and the man obliges.
Really?
Okay, let's see what the
trouble is. Just
one
look at him.
The doctor says.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Finally looks up at the man and screams.
I would too. That's not normal.
It didn't take long for the SCP Foundation to hear the reports of people's limbs metamorphosing into insectoid appendages, and they knew immediately what they were dealing with. This was another outbreak of the parasitic, limb-transforming insect known as SCP-150.
Okay.
SCP-150 is an obligate parasite, meaning that it requires a host for the completion of its reproductive life cycle. It bears a...
I like how I asked, what does that mean? And it literally tells me, not even a second later, what it means.
Visual appearance similar to that of Symathoa exigua, another parasite that eats the tongue of a particular type of fish.
Yeah, I know that bug. That's messed up. I've seen scary photos of that.
SCP-150 engages in similar behavior, though it appears to exclusively affect humans. When a human comes in contact with a small bug-like organism, it will embed itself under its new host's skin. Next, over the course of roughly 7 days.
But the question is, where did it come from? Did it just come out of nowhere? Can any of us at any time get affected by this? Or it's probably going to explain, but it's probably going to tell us, like, oh no, you need to be next to the person. So he infected everyone at that store.
SCP-150 will burrow deep into the host's flesh and begin to cause numerous physiological changes to them. First, and most prominently, SCP-150 will begin a gradual process of altering the limb that is nearest to the original infection site. As SCP-150 burrows deeper and consumes the flesh, it excretes a substance that has the effect of replacing the missing sections of the limb with a hard, chitinous material that resembles one of its own appendages. Beneath the chitin, the excreted substance forms a rudimentary nervous system that gives the host the ability to control the new limb as if it were their own. As it feeds, SCP...
If this thing was real, it could literally solve problems, probably. But no, it's not. I really hope it's not, though. This bug is creepy.
150 also secretes several chemicals that contain anesthetic, immunosuppressant, and transplant-rejecting properties that keep the host's body from responding to the changes, or even reacting at all. In fact, the host will often report that their new limb is completely normal and feels stronger and more resilient after the transformation.
So wait, they know they have it, they just don't care.
Will continue to feed for approximately 1 to 2 weeks, and as it feeds on the nutrients within its host's body, it will begin to reproduce, creating eggs that it deposits directly into the bloodstream.
Say what?
While the majority of these eggs will die off, enough usually survive to begin colonizing other parts of the host's body, where they will hatch and repeat the process of feeding, reproducing, and spreading more eggs.
What?
It is theorized that it is capable of reproducing on its own, meaning that a single instance of SCP-150 is all it takes to create a new colony. Humans infect...
Well, that is quite scary. You literally have a whole colony inside you. It's like that guy from Naruto that literally controls bugs, but instead of controlling the bugs, he becomes a bug.
With SCP-150 will sometimes report slight discomfort and issues with their fine motor skills during this period.
I wonder why. You have
usually not express any knowledge of what might be causing this. Eventually, SCP-150 eggs will reach the host's lungs, where the process of assimilating continues, this time replacing the lungs themselves. During this process, more eggs will be produced, laid, and then spread out of the body by the host's coughing.
What?
As many as 10,000 eggs will be produced during this period, approximately 1% of which will survive being expelled, find another host, and implant themselves.
Now it's being explained.
The assimilation process then spreads to the central nervous system, including the spinal cord and brain. But strangely, the host will show no signs that their consciousness or behavior have been affected in any way. In interviews with hosts of SCP-150, those who are unaware that they are infected have not expressed any knowledge of changes happening in or out of their body.
Okay, so they literally don't see it.
When subjects are made aware that they have been infected, they will be able to point out the site of the original infection and agree that a change has taken place. But they seem to have no ill will towards their new chitinous appendages.
Oh, so they just don't care. Okay, so they know they have it, they just don't care.
In order to better study the effects of SCP-150 under SCP Foundation control, two D-Class personnel, D-13732 and D-016002, were both infected with the parasites, and the assimilation process was allowed to fully progress through all the stages. Following signs that D-016002 was experiencing swelling of the brain, a decompressive craniotomy was performed, a procedure in which a portion of the skull is removed in order to relieve pressure on the brain.
I don't want my skull removed.
This surgery had the added benefit of giving Foundation researchers the chance to look at SCP-150's progress firsthand. But after a flap of her skull was removed, the attending scientists did not find that her brain was swelling. They didn't find her brain at all, but instead observed numerous instances of SCP-150 in the cavity where her brain should be. The D-Class had been partially anesthetized to numb her skull but remained conscious during the procedure, and the scientists asked her several simple questions to which she was perfectly able to answer.
What?
They began removing some of the parasites, and as they did so, her answers became slower and less clear.
So the bugs literally are her brain now.
It appeared that the SCP-150 instances had not just eaten and replaced her brain, they had become her brain.
Yeah.
For the next experiment.
I don't know how I like that. If you could actually control it and take the bugs and put them on missions, like, okay, I want to be very dumb for a little while, but you're going to be a hollow shell and you send the bugs out to do stuff for you? That would be pretty cool. Well, it'd be you doing it. You'll still be doing it, but the bugs will be just, I guess, doing bug stuff. I don't know.
They would use the instances of SCP-150 that had been removed from D-13732's nervous system after he had been euthanized following the discovery that his entire nervous system had also been replaced entirely by SCP-150.
Wait, so didn't they want to wait to see what happens when it's fully done?
Were placed into D-016002s.
Oh, that's
and
messed
the results were nothing short of incredible. After observing a period of time where the organisms appeared to move and rearrange themselves within her skull, she regained consciousness. Once awake, not only did her cognitive functions immediately improve,
but she
when she was asked to state her name, she told them it was Michael,
Whoa!
D-13732's name.
So technically they're immortal as long as the bugs don't die.
SCP-150 engages in this peculiar life cycle, but the danger it poses to humans and the difficulty in keeping it contained has led the SCP Foundation to classify it as
problems.
Some of the more erudite researchers have taken to calling the parasite the ship of Theseus, a play on the philosophical notion that questions whether something that has had all of its parts replaced is still fundamentally the same.
I heard about that. That's what it looks like at the end?
Perhaps the observation of those infected with SCP-150 can shed some light on this millennia-old question. Infected patients who are being studied are to be kept in level 3 biohazard containment cells with never more than one infected host per cell.
They caught the girl.
Cultures of SCP-150 adults and eggs are kept in vacuum-sealed glass flasks in the Site-42 Infectious Materials Lab, and the Foundation's standard pathogen handling procedures are required to be followed at all times.
This thing is dangerous, dude.
Should any instance of SCP-150 be found outside of containment, it is to be immediately incinerated.
What? Well, guys, we reached the end, and thank you so much for watching. This was crazy, and if you guys want to see more SCP stuff in the future, I will definitely do it. But thank you all for watching, and thank you all for being here. So go check out another video right now. Till next time, bye!